So today's hard truth, and boy, you guys are gonna just give me a bunch of flame on this, I know. But the hard truth is the marketing of your business is your responsibility. As the owner, never ever pass that off to a marketing agency because no one can talk about your business like you can.
Curious what business owners are doing to double revenue, have more cash flow, work less hours, and provide a better lifestyle for their family? Dive into the world of business growth that leads to guaranteed wealth. Your hosts, Dr. Laura Shwaluk and Jerry Kezhaya. Grow and get answers to your business and investment questions that provide clarity, move you forward, and inspire you to reach your goals. Welcome to this edition of the Business Builders Intensive. My name is Dr. Laura Shwaluk, and my co-host is none other than Jerry Kezhaya. Welcome to Business Builders Intensive. We have a marketing expert with us today. Kris O'Connor has helped us with our marketing and our SEO for a long, almost a decade now. Oh gosh, you've helped us longer than 4 years, Kris. You've helped us with so many things in relation to marketing. But for everyone who does not know you, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're into these days, because it's really important for business owners to know.
It really is. So I'm Kris O'Connor, and I always say Kris with a K, so you'll always remember who I am. And that came from a friend from the chamber where we all met many, 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 many moons ago. And I grew a different company from 0 to 1.6 million. And I also learned a ton of stuff from you guys and from Jerry that I implemented over there. And when I walked away from that business 5 years ago, I said, what do I want to be when I grow up, right? Because like my life drastically changed. And so I had to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And the best thing that I thought would be to how I built the other business. I have a lot of knowledge in this head, and I've learned from some of the top people in the industry. They've helped me along the way to grow what I did previously. And I thought, okay, well, maybe business owners need help with their marketing and understanding their marketing. And the benefit that I have is that I've been on that side of the table. I've been the business owner. I understand the 50 million things you do every single day. I understand the fires like start at 8 a.m. and don't go off until 5 p.m. I understand working through all that different things. The difference between me and an agency is an agency's never really sat behind the desk to run a business. And so I think they lack a lot of skill in that area. They might have some good implementation things to do, but I feel that my knowledge from running a business myself and building it helps business owners get where they need to get to.
So tell me some of the actual things that you do. Like I know that you've helped us with SEO, but can you say more specifically for somebody who's listening who may be looking for, okay, now I need to get more customers. What do you help
You
with?
want the phone to ring, basically, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I
don't
need
we?
to eat now. Make the
Yeah,
phone ring.
right. We all want the phone to ring, and because that's the whole point of being a business, right? Our phone needs to ring. We need to sell our jobs. We need to do the service, whatever that is. And one of the marketing arms for marketing, like there's many arms to go out, but one of them is called Lobura.com. And it means local business rankings. And we offer free audits, and it's all about your Google business profile. Many business owners know about Google Business Profile. Some don't. Some might have a profile and that's it and have done absolutely nothing from that other than setting it up because somebody told them, oh, you need to have a profile. But the problem with that is if you don't use it regularly, meaning posting, creating questions, doing small little videos, and these videos can be created for you. You don't necessarily have to go out in front of somebody, but this software does all of this for you, and it works off of your website. So the better that your website is, the better information that this software is going to use to promote you out there. And it's so very important for business owners to use Google Business Profile to push themselves up in the organic rankings.
So I'm going to interrupt you for a second because
Mhm.
if I'm having this question, I bet other people are having this question.
Sure.
So does this work along with a Google search
Mhm.
for in the algorithms for people to find a service-based business to find someone locally near them? Is that what it does?
Correct. Yes. So there is, and I can show you an example of a grid if you want me to, if you want me to share my screen, if this is now the spot. But basically, Google loves Google, right?
Hmm.
So the more you feed Google with their platforms, the better off you're going to be.
Ah,
Meaning, when you do search engine optimization on your website and use the proper keywords, Google's going to find those when people are searching for whatever they're searching for, right? So if they're looking for business builders and the keywords are on your website, more than likely you're going to rise somewhere organically. I don't know where you might be, first page, last page, but that's how Google finds you. When you use Google Business Profile, again, you're using keywords in some of your posts and things like that. People are searching for certain keywords for business builders or men in business or, help or whatever the case may be, whatever your keywords are, then you can use those in your Google Business Profile with your posts and in your questions. And when people search those terms, that's how you rank and get pushed up to the top and people find you. Does that make sense?
yeah, but I want to also clarify. So the Google Business Profile is not something that you just set and forget. It's like a social media kind of thing. You have to have engagement. You have to have involvement. So this is something that I think could be a frustration for business owners because there's having to post on Facebook, then there's having to do the Instagram, and then there's the LinkedIn. And now you're saying that we have to do something on Google, and then this Labora thing is on top of it. So how
Okay, so let me
make my
clarify.
life easier, Kris?
Yeah, yes. Let me clarify that. Google Business Profile, people think it's social media. It is not.
Okay.
Okay. Social media is talking about everything but like dinners and food and this and what the next person's doing, right? And yes, I realize that social media is used for some types of businesses and do very well, but generally, Google Business Profile is not social media because you're posting about information about your business, right? For business builders, what are some of the keywords that you guys use to grow what's your focus? Tell me what your focus is.
So it would be cash flow, marketing, investing, how to buy my building, so that I can so I not have to lease from somebody else. I can build my own kingdom. What else? It would be um, understanding my numbers, my P&L, uh, just all kinds of hiring, firing, HR stuff, those kinds of things for business builders. That's what we coach. That's how we help people. And then mastermind, people who are looking for a group of other individuals that are also, like they are growing their business and they want to have work-life balance with their family.
Right, right. So basically what you do is you start creating posts and you can obviously use these same posts. So you make a longer post for a website. The shorter post goes for on Google Business Profile because there's a certain amount of characters that you can use on Google Business Profile for your posts. But there's also services that you can list on Google Business Profile. So everything you just said, you could list as a service for business builders. Okay. And so when people search those terms, that's when you're going to start getting pushed up in the rankings and show more often. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, but it's simply rankings. It's not like there's engagement. Is there back and forth engagement? No. So it's just the business owner posting so that people can find them. It's like
Okay.
shining a light saying, here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are, so people can be attracted
Well,
to
here's one of the caveats that I always talk about is because the least used part of your profile is the Q&A. There's questions and
Mhm.
answers, and almost nobody ever uses that. But my guess is when your phone rings, there's probably top 10 questions that people ask you about,
Mhm.
and usually I know it's always the first one out of most people's mouth is how much does it cost, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that's a given. I mean, right off the bat. Well, you can't really give somebody a price if you don't know what you need, but you can answer that in that way. You don't actually give a price, but you explain to them how you work. All these items can be services or questions with answers. Okay. Why do you want to do that? Because you can load them up with keywords. I mean, you want to be you want to be conservative with that, but you want to say it in an explanation that makes sense to answer the question. Use the keywords to answer the question, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So if somebody is, I mean, a lot of people have insomnia. They wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And what a lot of people do, they go surfing the net, right?
Have you been
Thinking
to my
about
house? How do you know that?
there's a lot of people that do that, more people than I think the general public really realizes, but that's when we do a lot of our searching. So if you answer questions for the problem that that individual is having, more than likely your profile is going to serve up to that individual. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if somebody is struggling with their P&L, right, or their cash flow, I think that's probably one of the bigger items in business, right? Your cash flow.
Mhm.
How do I fix my cash flow? If somebody were to type that, if you had that answer in your Google Business profile, you have an opportunity to show up and then they get to read your answer and say, oh, I really like what they answered. I need to make an appointment with these people, or I need to go to this business and order this product, or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
As marketing, aren't we solving problems for our clientele or people we want to serve? So, how do we best do that? Google Business Profile in a question, answer the question, and you can create your own questions and answer your own questions too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be somebody writing in. You can create your own questions and you can answer your own questions.
And how does Lobura work? So that's for a local, like if you're let's say an auto repair shop
Mhm.
or a car wash or a pest control, and you want to reach the people, just it's that's different than geofencing, is that right? Or is
Yeah.
that this?
So basically, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Finish your question.
No, that's I just wanted to make sure that where we went now is the explanation of what is Labora, how does it work, and how do they get started?
Okay, so Labora basically is helping you find out. We do free audits. You can go to the website at labora.com, and that's Lobura.com, and you can click free audit. You can look up your Google Business profile and submit it. And it takes
Mm.
just a few minutes, and it will do a complete um, it'll give you guidelines of what's missing. It'll tell you whether you failed or whether you passed or wherever you are in that realm on there. It will give you ideas of what to do to make your visibility stronger in the areas that you want to build. Now, that's a free audit tool. We don't come after you at all after that. This is something for a business owner to do on their own if they choose. If they would rather have help and say, I don't want anything to do with it, we have a software program called Lobura, and it does it for you. So it creates all your posts for you. It creates all your Q&As for you. It answers all your reviews for you. Unless we will set it to the 1 or 2 star reviews because we want to go back to the business owner and clarify how we should answer it properly. And it does a little bit of link building. And link juice is still important in the name of the game of Google because the more links you have from top authority pages to your website, the better off you're going to be. And I know that was like talking outside the box, but link building, most people understand it's important, but they don't understand why it's important. Did that help or confuse more?
That did help. So Labora is basically to help make sure that the Google My Business has all of the elements that it needs.
Correct.
Okay. And this is just one arm of marketing.
Correct.
And does it can the Google My Business snag any information from my website, or do I have to put it
100%.
all in? Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
No, 100%. And the nice thing too is if you do have a Facebook or an Instagram page, it can always take the same or similar posts that we do for Google. It will put on your Facebook page and it'll put on your Instagram account as well.
And that happens automatically, or you have to
Yes.
do, okay.
Yeah.
And do you use much AI in this too?
Yes.
I'm sure all of it is.
It is. It's an AI software program. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I love AI, but to a point. And I know how Google Business Profile works. I had a clubhouse room for a year and a half with 2 other people, and all we talked about was Google Business Profile. So I am really, really picky about the features and benefits. And honestly, I've been testing it on a couple clients, and it's working out beautifully.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
before I really started putting it out there,
Yeah.
because I want to make sure it works, and it's getting better and better, and it's getting more knowledgeable on things. It's not 100% there because it hasn't figured out how to do coupons and all that other stuff yet, but answering the reviews, I check everything, make sure that it's answered properly. I don't have to, but I do because again, I'm a hands-on. I understand how businesses work. I don't want to set it and forget it. I want to make sure the business owner is getting benefits from it.
And we started off this episode with the hard truth of that the business owner, it's the responsibility of the business owner to make sure that the marketing is working. And
Mhm.
so if someone reaches out to you and says, "Hey, Kris, I want you to do my Google My Business," and like it's in your hands, you do it. Then what does the business owner then still need to do? What's their responsibility if they
Um,
if they're hiring you to do it?
So really not a lot. Just send me images of your business.
Okay.
And then people say, well, what kind of images? Well, people behind desks, behind counters, in their showrooms, wherever, on the job. I mean, just send me images. AI can make images, but I don't prefer the AI images,
Yeah.
especially because they can't spell worth a darn. I mean, they've gotten a lot better, but I don't understand why they can't spell, but they haven't finished, kindergarten or first grade yet, I guess. But I prefer on the job images that people take, and we all take them now.
Mhm.
Most people do. And or I come into their showroom or their office and I take a bunch of pictures and then I upload them for them.
One of the things that I hear our members complain about or give one of their frustrations is they start a marketing thing and it works really well for a while and then it just kind of peters out. Like they'll send a direct marketing piece or they'll do a Facebook campaign or they'll do a newsletter or a text messaging or something and they're like, "Man, it's just not working anymore." Can you speak to that? Like why does that happen and how do they make it continue to work?
Well, you can't take one marketing ploy and expect it to work forever. It's just not going to happen because Google's algorithms change.
Mm,
And we never know what the algorithms are. We don't know what they put in their algorithm, right?
mhm.
And so, what people have to understand is those words, those images, and images desperately need to be named with your keywords in it. I had a potential client that I was looking at in the quilting industry, and he made their logo on ChatGPT. He uploaded it, and his logo said ChatGPT, blah, 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 and all the numbers. And I said, how do you think this is helping you? And he says, well, it's my logo. I said, but you got to understand, Google doesn't look with their eyes, they look with a coding and algorithm. And whatever you name that, Chat GPT, blah, 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 all the numbers, that's what it sees. So it doesn't even know it's your business. So there's some simple little tips that, and I don't care if it's Midjourney, I don't care if it's Gemini, I don't care who makes it. Make sure that you name it the proper words so Google knows exactly what that image is.
And that's not just on a website, that's for every post that whatever the image is, it has to actually be named and it cannot be simply the link that they downloaded the image from.
Correct. Correct, because it doesn't help you. It
Yeah.
hurts you actually. So you have this nice, beautiful website, but your logo and that really who Google looks at thinks it's Chat GPT, whatever number, because they're all long number. They
Mhm.
never put keywords or any words in it when you download it. So you have to change the name.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's another tip that's handy to know. It's like, okay, we just put another piece of work on your plate. Go check and make sure that all your images are named properly. Um, what else, Kris?
Hey,
What,
can I make a suggestion about that?
yeah.
Sure.
So talking about Google, Google is still right now the gorilla in the room, and Google likes to um, they like their reviews, right? They want everybody to do Google reviews on the businesses that you do business with. So if you are the business owner and if you get a 1-star Google review, never put the name of your company in the reply to the 1-star or 2-star Google review, but always put the name of the company in your 4 and 5-star Google reviews. because it will give Google more things to search and find for all of the good reviews, but not so much the bad reviews. Key takeaway there.
That makes sense.
So I can give you another quick little tip on Google Business Profile. So when you get reviews on Google Business Profile, and if you do get a one-star review, you usually have a lot of 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 star, mostly 4 or 5 star reviews, right?
Yes.
So if you go and do the thumbs up, click the thumbs up on all your 4 and 5 reviews,
Mhm.
that pushes all those to the top and it forces the 1 star to go to the bottom.
I didn't know that you could put a thumbs up on those reviews.
Yeah, you could go right now and do a thumbs up on them.
Can you do that on a regular Google review, or is that only in Google My Business?
Google Business Profile. Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Mhm,
Google Business Profile.
mhm.
They changed the name at some point, didn't
It took me a long time to get over that.
they?
But when they went through the change, we were in our clubhouse room, and I stumbled all the time, so I had to practice all the time Google Business Profile. Now it kind of rolls off the tongue because in the beginning it did not roll off the tongue.
Yeah. What is the best way to reach out to you if somebody has a question or they need help, either with their website or with Google Business Profile?
So they can reach me via email, and you can go Kris, Kris, at Lobura.com, Lobura.com. That's
Excellent.
the
Thank
best
you.
and fastest way to reach me.
Awesome. Awesome. What
Or go
else?
to Lobura.com and do an audit and give us a call. I mean, there's phone numbers all over top and headers and footers. So you can just click and give us a call and we'll get back to you.
What else should I be asking that I don't even know that I don't even know about marketing and SEO?
So with Google Business Profile, as I mentioned, and I had showed you before we started this, there is, I want to show people so they kind of give an understanding of what we're talking about for grids and how you show up. Is that okay if I show that?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Please do.
All right. Give me just a second to share the screen. Okay. So on this screen, on the left-hand side,
Hold
this
on here.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
There
now
we
there it
go.
is. Okay.
not there. Okay. Okay. So on this screen, on the left-hand side, you can see that the cities 20 plus, like they're not even localized. Now, part of this is because this was a brand new business and nobody, I mean, brand new, you're going to be 20 plus, right? And within about 6 months, we have on the right hand side, you can see where there's number ones and twos and how we're showing up with that specific keyword for this particular business. So you can see how you're growing. So that means that you can actually see a report every month on how you're growing. It's not a guesswork. It shows you how you're growing. And so that's really important for people to see, like, how far out am I? And then we can make a plan on what we need to do to come to get where the 20 plus are. Maybe we need to start talking about the city and posts. Maybe we need to start talking about something else that relates to closer to those cities if that's where you want to rank. But you can see how your rankings show up for the specific keywords. Now, Lobura gives you 10 top keywords that you can work with. And then we kind of go from there and work other directions. But I just wanted to share this with people because I don't know how many people have seen a grid like this to know how well that it's working. And think about what are your top 10 keywords that you want to work for your business in Google Business Profile.
So I want to describe this
Mhm.
chart because some people might be driving and they might not be able to actually
Right.
see this. And
Mhm.
so the one on the left is basically 20 but plus means that you're not going to even show up in the first page of the search.
Correct.
And then the right one shows in green where you're going to show up on like ranking number 1, 2, 3, and so forth. So green is ones and twos and threes, and then fours are a lighter green. Yellow is like the 9, 10s, and then oranges are like you're way down the list, and then 20 is like you're so and so it'll show the local area of the map and where you are in the where you're going to show up in the search in relation to that area of the map.
And this is a 6 mile radius.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can choose the radius that this, and where did you get this map from? Is this part of
This,
what Labora does?
yes. Hmm.
Okay, so you can
Yes.
actually see
Yes.
where you are, where your business is showing up in a search
Correct.
by using this. This is really valuable information to have because if you're trying to reach an area that it's 20 plus, then from there you can go and look and see using Lobura what's missing for that area on your own personal, your business stuff to fill in any gaps so that you start ranking higher and higher.
Correct. And this is for one particular keyword, right? Or,
Mm,
long tail keyword. But you have the abilities to do up to 10. What are your top 10? And then they really prefer you do a 3 mile radius, but I like to do a 6 mile radius personally
yeah,
because I feel like a lot of service-based businesses go a lot farther than 3 miles. But what they like to talk about is if you do 3 miles, then you can dominate those 3 miles and then you can start pushing out a little farther. So, don't go big or stay home philosophy. It's go small and then keep building.
right. Gotcha. Is there anything else on this chart that's really good for us to be aware of before we take it off the screen share?
No, I just kind of want to show people if they're able to watch the video podcast what Labora can do and how it can help them because I'm a very visual person.
Hmm.
And if I can see that my keywords, maybe that's not the right keywords if you're not doing very well, right? Maybe we have to find different keywords for you to start getting you ranked to where you want to rank. When you're ranking in these, like going to ones and twos and threes, more than likely your phone is ringing more often than it did with the 20 plus, right?
Yeah.
So it also shows how many phone calls that you get on a monthly basis. Now, it's totally up to you to book that call. All we can do is get your phone to ring.
Yeah.
I can't control what you say or how you do your business, but this will at least start showing you a grid so you understand more than likely, okay, I got a call in Richardson or I got a call in Frisco. That's a little farther away than what we planned, but now I know it's working, right? Now I know that Google Business Profile is helping.
This would actually be a really good tool to use for somebody who's thinking of putting a satellite office someplace where they
Oh,
see where,
100%.
yeah, that's really awesome.
100%. 100. Yes, you could definitely, if you have multiple locations, absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Kris.
Sure.
So once again, tell us how can people get a hold of you and then whatever last words of wisdom you'd like to share regarding marketing.
Well, there's always kind of words of wisdoms that I always have. And always, if you go through an agency, make sure you do your due diligence and understand if people really know your market. Or are you going to have to teach them? Because usually in the agency world, they don't understand what you do. Only you really understand what you do. So you have to make sure that you give that to them. If you go with somebody like myself, the benefit is I've been the business owner. I understand your challenges. I understand your stress. I understand all the seats and all the things that you have to do to run your business. And I try to make it a little simpler for you, less hectic, and do some of these marketing things to get your phone to ring. And really, the best way to reach me is just email me, Kris, Kris, remember it's Kris with a K, at Lobura, Lobura.com.
I have one more question. So many marketing agencies say, "Oh yeah, we help. We know all about your line of business, AC repair or pool service or whatever it might be, whatever service. Attorneys, we help all kinds of attorneys." How do you know whether they actually do or don't? How do you know whether they understand your business or not? What questions could
So
we ask?
I would ask the same questions like if you're going out to service a client or help a client. Ask those questions and see if they understand your business.
Okay.
I mean, everybody has their forte pools and autos and fences and garages and all the different areas. So ask that agency, who have you worked with in that particular industry, and do you understand blah 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 blah, whatever the case may be. Like, do you understand between salt water and no
Boring.
chlorine?
Yeah.
So what do you work with? I mean, I don't know that most pool companies work with both, but maybe they do. I've only owned a pool for a short period of time, but I know a lot of the questions to ask because that's what they asked me when they came to service us.
Awesome. Well, so basically you're interviewing them the marketing company, like as
100%.
if a new person is coming to your business and finding out if they want to do business with you.
100%. When I
Cool.
was working with that other agency, I asked him questions all the time, and they were posting a lot of wrong information. And I asked him questions like, "Why are you doing this? Like, you're supposed to be the expert helping this business grow. Well, we're not growing, and why aren't you doing what we do? Why are you just generically putting something out there?" And so it's really important that you do interview your agencies because they might have a lot of shiny objects, but that doesn't mean they understand how you do your business.
And that is a part of inspecting what the owner expects out of not just their employees, but all of the companies that they hire, they outsource,
Yeah.
particularly marketing. You have to oversee. And, one of the things of being a business owner is that you have to actually have the role of marketer, chief,
Well,
chief bottle washer, go.
you have to be the leader, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to be the leader. And even if you have somebody who oversees that marketing for you, are you the leader over that individual in making sure that that individual is from the agency getting the right information,
Yeah.
right? You
Cool.
have to be the leader.
All righty. Thanks, Kris.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much to you and Jerry. I so appreciate it. It's usually me on the other end, like asking all the questions. So this is very different for me, and I so appreciate you guys bringing me on your
You
podcast.
you did great. You did
Awesome.
great.
Any other things you'd like to say, Jerry, about marketing, owning a business?
Well, yes, yes. There's three A's. You must always be hiring. You must always be training. You must always be marketing. Always be hiring, always be training, always be marketing. Those
Yeah.
are the three things that the owner must always do. And I will tell you, and I will tell you, and I will tell you, you must always keep your thumb on the pulse of the business because the minute that you take your thumb off the pulse of the business, your business is going to act like a pissed off 5-year old and you're going to get a spank till you get your thumb back on the freaking pulse of the business. And then you will go, I should have been marketing. I should have been training. I should have been hiring.
Yeah,
I
pretty
love
much.
that. I love the three A's. I think that's brilliant, Jerry. I love,
Yeah.
love, love hearing that because it's a true statement, 100% true statement.
I swear, we got a couple guys right now. They took their thumbs off the pulse of their business, and they're running around with angry 5-year olds that are spanking them pretty hard right now.
I bet they are. I bet they are.
Awesome.
And they're, yeah, you're right. I should have been hiring. Yeah, I should have been marketing. I had my head up my fourth point of contact for too long. Yeah, and they're telling us like, okay, dude, as long as you're clear on what's going on, right? Yeah, okay. Always be marketing, always be hiring, always be training. Those are
Yeah.
the three A's you must always own as the owner. And as I said earlier, nobody, not even your spouse, can talk about your business as well as the owner can.
Well, what if some people are just not self-promoters? Like they don't talk about that. Like it's easier for them to talk about somebody else than it is to talk about themselves.
Those people will struggle.
So
When
you
you
have to
love,
just get good at it.
when you love what you do, you can talk about it all day long,
Yep.
right? And you won't struggle with that. If you don't love what you do, then you will struggle with talking about your business.
If you're doing something you don't love, this is why they have stress. If you do something that you love, this is what we call passion.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about what you're doing, my God, man, I can talk for 6 weeks about what I'm passionate about. But if I'm struggling, if I'm stressing out about it, I don't even want to think about it. So the question you have to really ask yourself as the business owner, are you still passionate about what it is that you're doing? And if you're not, either figure out how to get the passion back into your world or sell it or close it. Because I promise you, if you're struggling, right now and you can't like, I hate this job, I hate this business, I hate what I do, you're going to put yourself into an early grave.
Mm.
I promise you. Okay. You figure out how to get your ass back into the passion of what caused you to start the business in the first place. And I have a saying, and it's really fun. Okay. When you're on fire, people will come from miles to help you burn.
Yeah.
I
They want to be a
promise you.
part of it. They want to be a part of your.
People say, God, Jerry, you are so exciting to be around. You are so magnetic. You're so magnanimous because I'm filled with passion.
You are
With
100%.
everything that I do, I'm so passionate about the things that I do. Because if I'm not passionate about it, fuck it. Get it out of my life.
Next. Yeah.
I'm too old. I'm too wealthy. I don't need any bullshit in my life anymore. So the things that I'm passionate about consume me and my time. And I trust that everybody that gets the opportunity to listen to this will seriously take that to heart. Own that. Put it on you like a tattoo. If you lose your passion, get out of it if you can't figure out how to get it back. And by the way, come join us at Money Freedom Legacy at the end of March in Austin, Texas. Go to BBMMUSA.com. That's BBMMUSA.com for all the glorious details and find out how you get more of us in a very intensive and magnified way.
And fun with
Woot, woot.
Whoop, whoop.
You'll find out about that passion firsthand, brother.
Oh, you're absolutely 100%. I've been around you long enough. Like if I came in doldrums and walked into your office and had a conversation with you, I wasn't in any doldrums anymore. I was excited and motivated and ready to rock and roll. So
Right.
definitely
Yeah.
so. Jerry's got it. So does
Thank
Dr. Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's if I'm not passionate about it, I get it out of my life right now. So
Yeah. It's got to be fun. Well, employees, even employees, if they're not fun, get rid of them. Get somebody fun in there.
yeah, so this I'd like to end this on this thought too.
Okay.
So the pendulum swings. Okay. I was listening to was Alex Hormozy the other day, and this woman was at one of his classes, and she said, I want to transition out of this, and my business is doing several $1 million a year, and I want to go into this because I like selling books and courses and all that stuff. And he said, wait a minute, why? You have a business that's doing $3 million a year. Why do you want to get out of it? She says, because it's hard. And he looked at her and he laughed. He says, everything is hard. Talk to the people in the room that are selling courses and books. It's freaking hard too. And the truth is, the pendulum swings. There are times when it's freaking hard, and there are times when it's gloriously easy, and it swings back and forth. The thing is, we just came out of a hard swing where employees were hard to find. And now that pendulum has swung back on the employer side. Finding good people is getting easier every single week. Why? Because a lot of people got paid way too much money when it was hard to find people. And now employers are going, you're not worth what I'm paying you. I can find someone that will be at half your rate. And so these big, expensive, heavy overhead employees are getting resized because they weren't worth what they were being paid. Now you have an opportunity to find a decent employee at a decent price that will help you grow your business. And once they get their egos back in check, then they'll start applying themselves again, and then they can climb back up that payroll ladder. But this is a really good time to be looking for people to help you with your mission. And make sure when you're interviewing them, show them that passion. Show them why you should. Remember, they're interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them. And if you can't tell them why you are the best at what it is that you do, you need to restructure your business, restructure your life, get your passion back so that you are the best at what you do. And then when you are the best, people will want to work for you. I have a line of people that want to work with my company right now because we're on fire and we're growing like crazy because we're passionate about it.
Good job. Thank you.
That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that tip, because when in an interview, if you're not like they're interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing them.
Yeah.
They, especially the really good ones, the A players, they want to know, they want to work at an A player place, business. They're not desperate for a job. They
No.
they want to come into a place that's already on fire.
Hmm.
Cool.
And you want to help them to be more on fire.
Yeah.
I've learned, so from Joe Polish and Genius Network, there's one term that I learned. You can have a half business or you can have an elf business. Half is hard, annoying, lame, and frustrating. Or two, you can have an elf, easy, lucrative, and fun. And I'll promise you, an elf business and an elf life is way better than a half business or a half life. I've had
Although,
both.
yeah, although sometimes an elf business seems half. It's hard.
Well, it's because you took your thumb off the damn pulse, and it's treating like a 5-year-old right now.
Your business is having a temper tantrum.
and those little bastards do that too, let me tell you.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It usually happens when the employer gets too cocky. He doesn't have his systems in place. He's not inspecting what he should be inspecting, what he's expecting. And he's out doing some stupid things instead of running the business. Or he doesn't have the right people in place that are holding the other employees accountable. You must have, last thing, and I'm going to shut up. Hire good people, pay them what they're worth, let them do their job, stay the hell out of their way, and inspect what you expect frequently.
Man.
I'm gonna mute myself now so I can't interrupt you. Kris, thank you. I love you.
Oh, thank you. See, in any podcast, when I do the podcast, I'm telling you, if you don't stay till the end, you're missing out, because sometimes that's where the best information flows. And Jerry, you just gave the audience some of the best things that they needed to hear today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again, Kris. I look forward to having this episode go out. And I really, for our people who are listening, if you do not have a Google business profile and you've never heard of Lobura before, please reach out to Kris, because it can really help you with your rankings and help you make that phone ring and the cash register sing.
Love that.
Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Grow and get answers to your business and investment questions that provide clarity, move you forward, and inspire you to reach your goals. Share the show and connect with us at BBMMUSA.com to submit questions and learn more. That's BBMMUSA.com.